Story of my life, mate. Story of my lockdown, that.
What, the weight issue?
Yeah. I told you last week about my shirts, didn't I?
Yeah.
All my good shirts. I'm struggling to. I can't button them up.
I think this is why you go for t-shirts. Stretch in the wash.
Well, yeah, but it's getting to the stage now. They're all getting holes in now. It's maybe I should just buy some new clothes. You know, like an actual human being.
I was going to say, what was you thinking? Like what? Buy some new clothes. Like what?
Like a person with spending money.
Like an adult.
Yeah, like an adult with money and dreams and hopes and love in his life.
You'll never find one with all four.
No. Might as well give up looking.
Right, everyone's waited long enough.
Oh God. Oh.
Somebody in the way, battling, having got in way of the attempted clearance. Jim Gannon. Oh, great flick on by Alan Armstrong. Oh, what a beauty! Oh, what a beauty! I waited all my life for that. What a screamer! An absolute screamer!
Happy Christmas, Ross.
Happy Christmas, Nick.
So this is Christmas, and what have we done? I'll tell you what we've done. We've only going to sign you up for another weekly helping of county news, views, and opinions, all wrapped up like Christmas fudge. Christmas fudge, as it happens, is Russ's porn name. More on that later. No, it's not the sound of sleigh bells or some do-gooders singing about sausage rolls again. It's the quintessentially festive sound of the Scarf Bagara War, the show that's driving home for Christmas, except the van is over the weight limit and the driver's swerving all over the road. Forget your maids are milking, your geese are flying, and your seven nonces noncing. For the next hour or so, you'll have your two podcasters podcasting. With me and that little Christmas treat over there, it's Russ Johnson. You right, mate?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Not bad. How are you?
Yeah, good. Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, love it. Love
Christmas.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? So what have we got coming up tonight, seeing as it's the last show before Christmas? I'm just going to get on the snowballs now.
Yeah, well,
Take it away, mate.
I've got my drink ready as well. Yeah, well, we're going to talk about Grimsby. Obviously 4-0 on Saturday. We'll look forward to Alty on Sunday, then Solihull away on Tuesday. And we're going to start doing a little bit of a season review and just look back on some of the key, the funny moments or the key moments from this year, because we're on episode 56 of this year. Yeah, so there we go. So I mean that's amazing, isn't it? So yeah, that's what we're going to do, and we're going to welcome. No, we'll do it now. We'll welcome Laurie Freeman to the show for his debut. Well, welcome, mate.
Evening, gents. It's a pleasure.
Well, it's a pleasure for us as well. So before we get into stuff, just tell us Stockport County, not how you support County, why you support County, how long you been going, all that sort of stuff. Just very briefly.
Oh, see, I'm sort of halfway there. I started supporting County properly in about 2013-14, which is, I mean, I'm sure you can remember, was probably not the best season to get into watching County. I can't remember where we ended up, but I remember there being a point where I got really excited because we moved into 9th, and that was the big sort of celebration. So yeah, I'm not really sort of sure how, but yeah.
I tell you what. Well, let's talk about that in a bit more depth later, because you're one of the I'm not going to say newcomer, but you've not seen any good days, have you? Really, apart from Nuneaton, you do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
we'll talk about a bit more later. Right, let's get into it. Let's run the titles, and let's enjoy our Christmas show. That's the wrong button. This is the Scarf Bagara War, a Stockport County fan-created podcast, blog, YouTube live show and website. Find us at thescarfbagarawar.co.uk. For County fans, by County fans.
You know what I've just thought we should have done, Russ?
What's
like
that?
we've just done the normal show as normal, but put some bells on it. You know, like, and call it a Christmas show. You know, like He's 17 did with Stay Another Day. Not really a Christmas song, is it? But he just whacked a few sleigh bells on it, and now look at it.
No. This is true. There's too many of those songs out there like that, isn't there? There's too many. I watched I watched a Christmas film last night, the one with Michael Sheen in it, the new one on Sky Cinema. The Christmas.
Oh yes.
The last train to Christmas or something like that. Right? Apart from it snowing outside and Christmas songs were on the radio, there was nothing to do with Christmas in the actual plot or anything like that. Very loosely a Christmas film, if you ask me.
Yeah. Die Hard's more of a Christmas film.
I was just about to say, yeah, and that's not a Christmas film, is it? So, or which
Well,
do you?
It's a Harry Potter film because he's running around the tower avoiding Alan Rickman. So it's a Harry Potter film.
To be fair, that's how I spend most of my weekends, and no one calls that a film of any sort. So,
okay, before we start, let's welcome. Well, say thank you to everybody for tuning in again. All the usual faces. So, Joe, Mike, Phil, PJRC, Matt over in Florida, Mike, Ian Dowden, Harry. Cheers. David Wright, who's pretty handy with the camera by all accounts. He says, as we're doing Grimsby, your fish get battered everywhere they go. So we could probably fit that in somewhere, I guess, couldn't we?
That's back in my head now. Great. Just got it out of my head from the Bolton game, and now it's back. Brilliant. That's Christmas ruined.
Nice. Got one here. Daniel Bailey, listening live from Hamburg. Cheers, Daniel. Appreciate that. Let's get
international.
We're international now, aren't we? Well, we were before anyway. I mean, Florida and Germany and things, weren't we?
Yeah, we like Pitbull, aren't we, Mr. International?
Yeah.
That's a niche reference there, kids.
Yeah. Laurie, feel free to jump in at any point, interrupt, and generally, I ask every guest to help me control Nick, so that's just a given.
Well, it's a two-man job. That's fair enough.
That's what people sign up for. So Grimsby 4-0 on Saturday. What did you make of it?
We did well. It's becoming a recurring theme on this podcast, isn't it? Really, to sort of go through each week and go, yeah, that was good. But it was commanding. I mean, we should never have let them win if we had. They are effectively, they're a league team last year, but they're nowhere near the same level that we're at. And I think we showed that we controlled all the way through.
Yeah, I didn't go, Russ. You'll be alarmed to know.
Aghast. The FA Trophy man didn't go.
Yeah, I was going to tell you at weekend, but I thought no, I'll leave it till we're on air on Wednesday night. But no, Christmas, innit? Stuff gets in the way.
No,
I didn't even know what time it was until like 5 to 3 on Saturday, and my Friday and Saturday had gone. Started drinking like Friday afternoon, and then it just disappeared. I've lost a weekend. I want that back.
Listen, you don't have to explain anything to me or anybody else. That's entirely your choice. If you don't want to go to the FA Trophy match, that's entirely your choice. But don't think you're going to Wembley if we get there.
Oh!
You won't be welcome. You won't be welcome.
Oh my! How the turntables?
It's the most prestigious one as well of all the sort of FA sort of receptacle type tray. The cup, the vase, the fishbowl, all of that. The trophy, it's the one that gets the least coverage, and yet I think is probably the most exciting.
It's definitely the best looking of the trophies as well. I mean, the FA Cup's just on its reputation. That's why everyone loves it. If you actually had a look at the silverware involved, they'd be all over the FA Trophy. They'd all be wanting to put the reserve teams in it.
You wouldn't be willing to make a Ribena in the FA Cup, would you?
Yes. So, yeah. I mean, I think it was a bit more than just. It felt like a bit more than just a 4-0 win to me. I mean, I know they had a few players out with COVID, didn't they? I believe. But I think it was still as close to their first team as they could get. So they weren't like playing kids and things. No. It just seemed. I mean, I went. Laurie, did you go?
No, I didn't.
Okay, bloody hell! Yeah. Right. Well, shall I just focus on me then for a minute? So what happened was, in the match.
Fine.
No. Ooh, technology. Yeah, I thought it was a bit more than just a 4-0 routine win. Although you're right, we did have control for the whole of the match. I think they only had a shot on or off target in the 81st minute, and even that was a P roller that Hinchliffe just like fucking put his cap on. Basically, it was a good all round display. Played a lot of players that needed a run out, which was good. So Fryer's got a run out. Jennings got a full 90, if I'm not mistaken. Might be wrong there. So yeah, it was just a good run out. If I had to pick, I mean, we'll go through the goals in a second, but if I had to pick one tiny negative, it was that as the game wore on and we were clearly going to win it. I mean, I'm talking like when it got to 3 and 4-0, Hogan's passing became very, very sloppy. Like do I say uncharacteristically sloppy?
Mate, that's like on Football Manager where you're winning and it comes up with complacent next to the player.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of Football Manager this week, but yeah.
Yeah. It is absolutely that, and whether that does him any favors or not, I don't know. Rooney didn't play. Rooney wasn't even in the squad again. There's talk of that, but there's also talk that he's injured. I mean, they put out a post-match report or something. He's picked up a knock, so he's not involved. I don't know where I saw that.
But it's a bit of a strange one with the injuries at the moment because Quigley's been confirmed as a COVID case, hasn't he? I think in the post-match interview from Chandler.
Yeah.
But
he was picture training today.
Right, that's good. So yeah. I don't know. A lot of clubs seem to be keeping it quiet when players have got COVID. Rather, I don't know. It's strange. There's going to be an interesting few weeks on that front, which I'm sure we'll get to in a bit. Anyway.
Yeah.
But it was good. Like good bit of rotation. So like I said, Jennings getting 90 minutes. You can't ask for more than that, can you?
No, it was the type of thing. Well, let's carry on the Football Manager theme. It's the type of thing that when you are winning games, it's almost like you double down. When you're winning games and things are going well for you, you can give Fryers minutes, and you can give these players time on the pitch. When you're losing games and you're trying to find that system that works and getting the players playing, you have to play your first team because you want them to be ready for the next league match. So it's kind of like a snowball effect, isn't it?
I think it was important as well for players, certainly like Hogan, who obviously the past couple of games he's had properly under the lovely Chandler. It's been, he's made mistakes. There was obviously the own goal and other stuff. I think it's important that him and also other players that we forget about. I'll openly admit I forgot Zeke Fryers existed. Wonderful player, and he did very well against Grimsby, but it's that kind of squad now where you have to keep tabs on everyone, and so seeing people get that run out, it reminds you a little bit that we've got a very strong squad and there's a lot of people in there.
Yeah, just on Fryers as well. I was surprised at Fryers because that was like a bit of a free hit for him, getting back to fitness and things. Played in his favoured left-hand side of defence. Well, it's probably his favoured position in a back five. The amount of times he wasted and squandered possession. It was on his left foot and he could have gone down the line, or it was quite a quick reaction for him to get one down the line, and he just hit him out of play into the main stand a few times in the first half. So I was quite surprised at that.
I wouldn't know, mate. I wasn't there, was I?
Well, I feel a bit empty because it's like I'm talking to an empty room.
You don't get these things on the highlights, do you? They don't keep those ones in. Not sure why, but
yeah, I know.
That's the bit. That's why I go to the games, just for moments like that. But they always seem to cut out the highlights.
And it wasn't even mentioned in the report after. You think the report would just be a dispassionate list of like what happened for the whole 90 minutes, rather than trying to
rather than actually condensing
all the words
it
together. Yeah, condense. That's the word.
Why would you try and report on the game? All we want to know about is who's shit out.
Yeah. Who's Russ going to be slagging off this week on the podcast?
Yeah. Do you think Rooney will or can get back into the team? From Waggians.
I don't think either. I think there's been a bit of a change of playing style that he probably won't fit into as much as others. I mean, it's still getting as a squad player, but does John Rooney strike you as the type of personality who's going to be happy being a squad player? I don't think so. Fair play to him.
It's disappointing, isn't it? Because I mean, he was really something special when we started to get in either players from this league or leagues above, and he was one of the first that came in. Everyone looked at him and thought, "What a coup that we've." Yeah. You know, John Rooney will be the one player to carry us up, really. And, it's a bit strange to see him sort of pushed aside. I mean, understandably so, but still.
Yeah, it's weird because under Gannon, that first half of the season, he was the one, and obviously last season as well, like without any, like behind closed doors, he'd always pull out these moments of magic. You get at least one a game, most of the time leading to a goal. And then as Rusk came in, and then kind of bored the fuck out of all of us. He was another one of the players who kind of suffered for it. Yeah, I thought. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair to say, isn't it?
I think Rooney's a class player when things are going through him. And he can pull out a thunder bastard out of nothing. We know he can. But when I think now we're more expansive, and you're right. Rusk, if anything, Rusk suffocated that for Rooney. I think. In the end, he did. I think he was all right to start with. But now Challoner's come in. I get the feeling that it's multi-dimensional.
Yeah.
Because he wants to go forward in all a whole manner of different angles. That it's not getting to Rooney. He's probably less effective in that type of team.
He's quite a free roaming player as well, isn't he? He plays sort of in and around, and he goes where he wants to, and that's how he finds space. But I mean, when he was playing under Rusk, and it's quite constrictive, I certainly felt like that sort of got beat out of him with a stick of some sort. And I think that he's one of those players that if you don't let him do what he wants to do, he's gonna not kick up a fuss, but he certainly wouldn't be happy.
Yeah. Yeah, you can kind of get away with one player like that in the side, but I think Sarcevic we'll see he's an upgrade on Rooney. I think we'll see that this season, to be honest, but next season we certainly will, whatever division we're in.
I hope so, because I'll stop short saying that I'm disappointed with Sarcevic, but he's not exactly pulled up the trees that I expected him to. Coming from being a...
What are you expecting? Brazil 1970?
Do not start, Nick. Nicholas, do not start.
Sorry, I'm going to sit on the naughty step again.
This is where Russ's window becomes big again and we're shut out to the sides.
Yeah. Taking you down with me, Laurie.
Oh, no. I just made my start as well.
Yeah. It's going so well.
There is a school of thought as well. In fact, I just flashed this comment up from PJR Cease. Sarcevic's quality, but looks a bit heavy. I'd probably go along with that.
I think that's just his build. I think he's a stocky sort of. If you think of the likes of, I can't think of another player who's built like him now, but there are some.
Jan Molby.
Not a current example. You're getting more current, mate. Come on.
We're getting there. We'll get the Wikipedia article.
We're getting to the late 90s.
Gemma Collins.
Pig dog.
Apparently she had a beauty of a right foot, though.
I don't get that. Am I supposed to... What? She had a beauty of a right foot. I don't... Okay. I don't get it. You're the comedian. I don't know.
Well, in name only, mate. In name only.
Okay. So the goal then. The goals. Well, you didn't see them, did you? So, well,
you saw the highlights.
See the highlights. There we go. Yeah. So the first one, Collar.
Another player transformed. He was one of the players.
Yeah.
It seems weird considering the money was spent and like where some of the players have signed from. Of all the signings during the Rusk era, I think he was the one that was almost most disappointing in a way. Even though he kind of arrived with less fanfare than the others, there was less of a less hype around him. But because he played for Rusk before, that was quite clearly a Rusk signing. We could argue till the cows come home about who's signing players. People have got their own opinions on that, but that was most definitely a Rusk signing. I think, well, he's got his lieutenant here, he's got someone he's worked with, but then just proceeded to absolutely stifle him as well.
Yeah, I don't understand that. He was his first signing, wasn't he? He was Rusk's first signing, I think, from Hamilton.
And you said the first show we did after he played, and we both said he looks a player.
Yeah,
he really did. And then when he did play, he did all right, and then we won't see him again for another month. It was.
But it's funny as well. Just talking about Collar and maybe Crowsdale as well. That partnership again under Rusk, two sort of defensive-minded midfielders, if you like. That's what they were deployed to do, and it was just sideways, boring passing. Now they're playing with a different mentality. They look like the best two midfielders in the league.
Yeah, because we're playing the same formation basically as we were before. But this is the thing. All these people saying earlier in the season, "Oh, we need to ditch the three at the back." So well, we don't. We just need to play it in a more expansive way. Like be slightly ambitious. You know, players with pace who are good at dribbling past players. Maybe let them do that.
It's nice to see, isn't it, when you've got Crowsdale and Collar sort of playing to each other's strengths. You know, one will drop back and let the other go forward a bit. That's how, you know, the goals happened against Grimsby, was sort of they alternated between, right, well, you hold on to it, I'll move forward. And they sort of...
Do remind me of the two midfielders in Mike Bassett, England manager. You know, it's like you go, he stays. You stay, he goes. It's like, yeah, they know. Like Bennett and Marsden. But not.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of standard, really, with good footballers, isn't it? You should do that with every one around you. You know, from your position, if you're asked to do that. The first goal definitely came from a high press. You know, Grimsby were dicking about with it basically at the back. They did it a couple of times, and yeah, they just got the ball nicked off them in the D. So you get what you pay for, don't you? With that,
that's exactly it. Yeah, it's good to see like proper intense pressing rather than the half-assed. Should we press or like have we been told to press or not? Should I press him that we've had for like 9 months before?
Yeah.
I think just
proper intensity.
Just in the first sort of 10 minutes, there were times where sort of I can't remember when, but there was a point at which there was a Jennings header that went just over. But the cross that came in from Rydell, there's 6 people in the box or just around it that he could go to. And I'm sitting watching the highlights going, we've not seen that in ages.
No.
It's, Rusk had obviously, he'd brought a lot of these players in, Collar included, because he'd worked with them. But, you know, looking back, it's like, how long for? You know, these players are obviously capable of getting into the space and creating chances like that. It's just I wonder why they haven't, I suppose, beforehand. Yeah.
There was, just on that as well, and I will get to my point, but there was less down the right on Saturday. There was more down the left. Rydell he was just being Rydell. Again, I think Geordie Hatter did a poll, didn't he? Someone's mentioned it in the comments. He did a poll about the most transformed player. I think Rydell got it. Rydell would be mine as well. Collar and Crowsdale were a lot of people's, but Rydell was doing his usual tricks. There was that theme of everybody getting forward carried on into the second half. There was one point where I remember we didn't score, but there was five of our players in the box, ready for Rydell. It's like, wow, you know, it wasn't just Quigley and someone else. Oh, Madden probably, you know, in days gone by. So it was really, really good to see. We just absolutely battered him. It was so good to see. And they're no mugs, are they? You know, when I looked at the FA Trophy scores, all of the scores, you know, Wrexham beat Gloucester 5-0.
Someone's interested in the FA Trophy now, aren't they?
I'm just interested in football.
Have you made your tinfoil one, mate? Have you got your tinfoil FA Trophy?
And yeah, Torquay. Shut up, Nick. And Torquay.
Under the skin.
That's all I wanted all year.
Torquay lost to somebody. Who did Torquay lose to on penalties? Anyway, when you look at it overall, the most impressive result was ours.
Yeah, definitely.
I
mean, even those weirdos who support a football league club and will look at FA Trophy scores, they're going to look at that and think, "Well, that's two big clubs there, and one of them's absolutely twatted the others. Have that, you fishy bastards." That's what the whole nation's saying. Oh, the People's Princess Stockport County have beaten the Haddock Shaggers.
The Haddock Shaggers.
Well, we could never have lost to a fish, could we? That would have been what a disappointment that would have been.
Yeah. I don't think the fish owns the club or anything. Maybe they should. Maybe they do a bit better.
Yeah, potentially. If you got Youngs in to, pressing up the middle, we're going to have new directors in. Mushy peas on Wednesdays.
Captain Birdseye in net. Because he could just catch the ball in a big fishing net, couldn't he? Wouldn't have to sort of clean sheets every week.
Oh, and he saved it with the fish fingertips.
Yeah! Hey! We're all weak.
So yeah, all round good performance. I think Crowsdale got on the score sheet as well, as did Palmer. Palmer again, header from a corner.
Yeah, standard. It's a shame you can't bet on goal scorers for FA Trophy games on Bet365, isn't it? Because that would have been a nice little Christmas bonus.
Yeah.
Shame.
It would have been. I'm trying to. Do you know what? I went and I can't remember the other two goals. One was from outside the area. I can't remember whether that was Collar or Crowsdale. I think it might have been Collar's second.
Collar's second was spectacular. Because he sort of. Well, there must have been about 8 people in the way of it, and he just sort of found a route through all of them.
Yeah. Crowsdale's was pretty good as well, actually. A bit of a nice little knock through from Jennings in the area.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
remember that.
Well, Collar's second, John Kieran was very excited about it on commentary, which, as we all know, that tells you nothing. I was waiting for this goal. I was like, this is going to be a 2-yard tap-in now. But this is one of the occasions where John was spot on when he said it was a fantastic goal. Yeah, it's a great finish. Through the bodies, through the crowd.
Yeah, it was through the crowd. It's good. I'm surprised the keeper didn't do more, to be honest. But he was unsighted. Could have took a deflection. Yeah. So yeah, we all went home happy. Apart from that, on the actual day, there was nothing else to report, really.
Did you see John Billsbury, friend of the show?
I did see John Billsbury, friend of the show, yes. I handed him his T-shirt. I didn't buy him a drink.
You shit house.
Because
after telling millions of people last week.
Millions of people. Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't drink, so fair dues. Fair dues. But yeah, he has his T-shirt now.
Could have got him a Bovril.
I offered him whatever he wanted, and he just said, no, it's fine.
Just another generic cup of beef juice is available, probably. It's only Bovril, isn't it? They've cornered the market. They're like Armitage Shank with the toilets.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
That'd be a bit of a weird collaboration, wouldn't it? Bovril and Armitage Shanks. There's something in there, but.
And then, have you noticed when you go in a lift, if you go in an elevator, next time you're in there, look at the control panel and you notice it's made by Schindler. Schindler's Lifts. So if they collaborated with the Armitage Shanks lads and the Bovril fellas, we could have
a really beefy piss going upstairs. That'd be what you'd end up with.
Yeah. And no Nazis.
Probably.
Always a bonus.
Probably the better outcome of the two.
That's always what I look for on my football-related podcast. I'm onto my second snowball now, and I'm halfway down. I might have to open the beer soon.
Yeah, well, just in fact, we will cut for a beer break. Obviously, we'll do what we normally do. We'll take turns. But we played Grimsby. Last week we were saying fish jokes anyway, weren't we? Someone's just reminding me, Mike Fitzgerald, he tried to ask Chandler to play fish fryers as the two centre-backs against Grimsby, but he never returned my call. We said fish pie fish
Ross
fryers.
Pie, wasn't
it? Ross fish pie, against Grimsby.
Missed opportunity.
Oh, we missed an opportunity there.
Yeah, Chandler out.
Chandler out.
Monica
doesn't know how to pick a team. Has our squad depth now reached the point where we're going, right, what's the funniest formation we could think of?
That's it. That's what I do in Football Manager to make it more interesting. You know, when you get like 20 years into a game of Football Manager and you're absolutely bossing it, winning everything. That's what you do then. You start getting the players with the funny names in and getting them joined together. Seymour Dix.
What's the funniest regen name you've had?
Oh, I've had loads that have been dead close. They've been like one letter away from the name of a real footballer. So I had like a Lionel Messi once. And it just reminds me, you know, in The Office where David's got his leather jacket, he's like, "Oh, expensive, yours," and it's like some cheap knockoff. Just makes you think of that every time. Fucked.
Yeah,
a bit of Sergio Giorgini on the side.
Sergio Giorgini, yeah.
It's like those football games that you buy where they haven't got license to do the proper names.
Yeah.
For years.
What was it? I think Ryan
like...
Giggs was Gaggs, wasn't he? Ryan Giggs was Geygs on Pro Evo. Ryan Giggs. Yeah.
I had a copy of Pro Evo once that had Ronaldinho down exactly the same, but the N was an M. So it's Ronaldinho.
That was always the most disappointing thing, though. Buying Pro Evo, and you'd have like John Terry and Thierry Henry on the front cover of the game. And then you play it, and the names aren't even right on it.
No, and they're playing for a team called London Blues.
Yeah, London Blue versus London. I'll stick to FIFA, I think. To get called a knobhead by 12-year-old children.
I thought I recognised you from somewhere.
Good stuff. Anything more about the Grimsby match? Into the second round, and we have Lark Hall.
Yeah,
we do.
I could have sworn someone had just made a team up there. I think they didn't have enough balls left for the draw. They just thought, look, just make one up and took it. But if we'd had them away, it probably would have been the most basic ground we've ever been to. If you look on Google at Lark Hall's ground, it is basic. Yeah, it makes Cheadle Town look like, well, something not so basic.
Yeah, it's not as good as Cheadle Town. Someone posted the attendances. I think they get about average like 100, 120.
That's about 80 more than Man City. So
it's about the weekly intake of most mid-sized brothels. So
just mid-sized.
Just mid-sized.
We'll go two over the top.
Yeah. We're not talking about a big chain here or anything. Local businesses during the pandemic.
So Lark Hall, but it's probably their biggest match in their history, I would say, by all accounts. I think the fourth round is the furthest they've been in their history. I noticed I read that.
Yeah. I know it's Lark Hall is also the same as that's the name of the prison in TV's Bad Girls. So there's going to be lots of lesbians and shanking if that shows anything to go by.
As they usually are away games and the trophy.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Particularly FA Trophy ones. Yeah.
I was going to say it's the FA Trophy, isn't it?
Yeah, the build base. Put some respect on
it. Yes, I think they're step 9, which is the equivalent to when we played Stamford in the FA Cup.
Oh shit him! And we've got a proper manager now, haven't we?
Well, yeah, he's not going to take any prisoners, is he? He's not going to side past that one. He's going to.
No. Yeah, fuck him. You've had your day out. Fuck off. Like G-Stop did.
Yeah, you've had your day out. Yeah, you've had your day out now. Fuck off. Yeah, lovely stuff. Lovely stuff.
Insight into the mind of a professional athlete there, which you'll be able to have more of because we're having a business meeting with him, aren't we?
We are. We need to get that. We need to get it arranged and get tickets sold for that. That's your job, Nick. I'll delegate that to you.
It's just been a case of hanging on to see what happens on Boxing Day because there's going to be an announcement, isn't there?
Oh, it's on Boxing Day. Oh, great.
Boxing Day on 27th, expecting some sort of lockdown announcement. So it's a matter of waiting to see what happens. But we'll be all right. It's a business meeting, isn't it? It's fine, I think.
Yeah. Well, we've got cheese and wine.
Yeah, as long as you bring the sundries, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Jobs are good and sorted. We'll do it then. Yeah. Do it.
So, for those that haven't heard, we are going to do a night in 8 days a week upstairs, which is called Notion. I think he's called it Notion. A night date to be decided, provisionally the 20th of Jan, with Gary Stockforth and Mike Flynn. Live podcast, and Rob Bittner, friend of the podcast, is going to do a set for us. That's pretty good. But yeah, listen out for that. That is going to be mint, isn't it? That really is going to be mint.
Yeah, good beer as well in there. So that'll be good. We can have a
Yes.
take the edge off.
take the edge off. No, it'd be fun. It'll be good fun. It'll be good fun. So, okay, you didn't go to the Grimsby match. Are you going to the Alty match on Sunday? No.
Couldn't get a ticket.
Bloody-
Well, I
No,
didn't even
the
know
home
tickets were out.
match. No, the home match.
Oh, the home match. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say.
Yeah. It's Christmas. I don't know what day it is, mate.
No.
I've got boxes of food that I'm not allowed to touch until like midnight on Friday night. It's getting too much for me. I don't know what day it is.
So yeah, Sunday we're at home to Altrincham.
Which is going to be good. I've got nothing against Altrincham either. I like Altrincham. I've got a little soft spot for them. That's one of the best things about non-league, I think, is having the little festive double header against a local team. That's good. But Southampton fans are traipsed up. Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? Like as non-league stuff goes, like it's pretty tin pot, but because it's to save like travel expenses. But no, fair play. It's for the fans, that is as well. You wouldn't see that happening elsewhere. I'll miss that when we're back in the Football League and just pissing it every week.
Did that not happen in the Football League?
No. We had Torquay away on New Year's Day one, yeah.
Yeah, I went. What we're talking about? Yeah. Is Boxing Day not generally a local one though? No, not when you're Football League.
No, I don't. I think we've had. I can't even think of what we've had now.
Just whatever it is, just whatever the supercomputer pumps out.
Although the first two Boxing Day games in the 90s I can think of now were Carlisle at home and Wrexham away. So maybe not. So we had Wrexham away in 96, 97 and Carlisle at home season before.
I think local derby sort of depends on where you're local to then, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I don't think there would have been any... I suppose we would have been the closest team to Carlisle, I suppose, wouldn't we? Because it always used to annoy me when they'd be on Northwest Tonight. They'd give out the football scores and Carlisle would be in there. It's like, no, sod off. Piss off to Scotland.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, because that would have been before the days when Morecambe and Fleetwood were in there, wouldn't it?
No, not 90s.
Yeah.
I'm talking mid-90s here. Morecambe and Fleetwood haven't been...
No, that's what I mean. So we'd have been the closest. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you, Nick.
Of course.
Yeah.
Sorry, mate. Yeah. I'm just so used to you being on the defensive with everything I say, and just generally being a pain in the ass that I thought, well, he's going to pull me up again here.
Generally being a pain in the ass. Wow.
The live show is going to be good, isn't
it? Yeah. Someone's pointed out in the comments. Good thing to point out is we're going to be playing in our away kit on Sunday to support the shelter
campaign. Yeah, the homelessness at Christmas campaign, which yes, very good. But hopefully they will hear more. Have the club mentioned it, or was that somewhere else? Oh, was it a club thing? I heard about it, but wasn't sure if it was like an official thing or what. Yeah.
So the club have mentioned that. They've also mentioned collecting toys for kids. I think that was last Saturday. Actually, you can come and drop off your
toy collection. Yeah,
toy collection, which is pretty good.
So it's a nice idea, isn't it? But it's a shame that we're not doing what they do in Spain and Germany, where you get to throw them on the pitch.
Yeah, but over here, that'd just be a response for like an overzealous police intervention. But they're throwing things on the pitch. Let's get them, regardless of what they are. There'll be young kids in Stone Island in cuffs crying.
Not that there aren't already, of course, but
no, well, yeah,
now just for different reasons.
Yeah, I'm not sure that'll go down. I'm not sure that'll go off pretty well. That throwing. I saw that. It's one club, isn't it, in Spain?
Yeah, I think it's Betis.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Not sure on that.
They do it every year, I think.
Yeah. Good little tradition. But we're getting our own now, toy collecting and things like that. It's nice to see. I know the blood bikes was there a couple of weeks ago, I think, and I always try to donate whatever I can when everyone's in the ground like that. It's pretty good. I
let a homeless. While we're on charity, I let a homeless person call me a dickhead the other day. So I don't know how he knew. But
Cathartic for him.
I dropped my change. I wasn't like throwing my change at him. I was coming out the shop juggling stuff, and like I dropped some of my change, and this homeless guy just went, "Oh, dickhead." I was like, "Really? Really? Is that fair?" I mean, he probably had a pig of a day, hadn't he? To be fair, so
It's probably
I'll
more of a review than a passing comment, though, to be honest. Because if
Yeah,
you'd not
yeah.
dropped stuff, he'd probably left you alone.
Yeah, he's probably a listener. he's probably heard the show. He's just been waiting outside Tesco for weeks.
He's seen you come out and got, now's the time for some constructive feedback.
Yeah.
I mean, how did he say it? How did he say dickhead? Because like, my wife calls me a dickhead sometimes, and it's kind of an endearing term. Well, I think
No,
it is.
You don't heard my missus when she calls me a dickhead. No, she means it. She really means it. Yeah. It's all going to come to a head soon. Like one of us will kill each other. Imagine that does happen now. Imagine something happens, and then this will be up in court.
Yeah, this will be the evidence.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Can you imagine that? You've been sort of murdered. This is the evidence. And then from beyond the grave, you check back. Oh, it's only got 600 streams. Christ. What a way to go.
Yeah.
Hey, 600 isn't bad. 600 isn't bad.
Not bad.
So yeah, Alty on Sunday. I've not really looked at Alty's performances or anything like that. I think they've slipped away now, have they? Have they slipped away?
Yeah.
I know they had a good start, didn't they?
Now that the proper teams have got proper managers again, they're sort of falling away a bit. Altrincham are. Yeah.
Interesting one. And then we've got Solihull, and I think Solihull away on Tuesday is going to be a big test for us.
Well, they're in sixth, aren't they, at the moment? Around there, anyway.
They just seem to be. You don't notice them up there, Solihull, and then at the end of the season, it's like, oh, there's Solihull in the playoffs. It's just, how did that happen?
Gone under the radar, haven't they?
Yeah, it's every season though. There seems to be a few people say, "Oh, Solihull will be up there this year," and then everyone forgets that. It just gets to me. It's like, "Oh, where did they come from? Oh God."
Do you reckon that's how they've been getting away with it? It's just the case that since they've come up from the National North, they've just sort of, we all forget about them, and every now and then someone goes there and just drop 3 points, and that's how they go about it. They're pickpocketing.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, we've got to say Solihull aren't actually playing any football against anyone. That's it. They're just collecting points, going under the radar, collecting points, and they'll end up. Imagine Solihull got into the league before us. I think that's where I'd finally draw the line. Actually, is if Solihull got into the football league before us. I mean, Sutton was a stretch. Barrow, I could let them off because they've got a proud football league history. But Solihull, that'd be too much.
It is a strange one, isn't it? I mean, this is why it worries me slightly, because this is the hardest division to get out of. It's, I often think that everybody says that about every division.
It is though. This, yeah.
That's what I mean. The pundits for every division that I watch football in, they say, this is really competitive league. It's hard to get out of. But the National League, genuinely, upwards, it's the hardest to get out of.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to be. I don't know actually, because normally there's a team that gets let off from relegation because of finances and stuff, don't they? And then the one year they decided not to do that was the year we got relegated.
Yeah, they changed the rules for us, didn't they?
It's nice, isn't it? Nice.
Yeah, they changed the rules for us, and if you haven't heard that story, listen to our Dark Days series, which is available on our YouTube channel. The National League changed the rules for us so that we had to go down into National League North. There you go. But yeah, going up, I probably maintain though that getting relegated from League Two is a phenomenal achievement, because you have to be really, really shite for that.
I mean, I hear about Scunthorpe every week, and obviously we hear a fair bit about Oldham.
Yeah.
I don't think Oldham will go down. I think Oldham will be. I think they'll just be like, compared to what I hear about Scunthorpe in particular, through like my girlfriend's dad and what have you. It's just they're doomed, absolutely doomed. And again, Scunthorpe, another one that they've been separated. The club and ground have been separated now, and as we know, that's slippery slope, innit?
I suppose we don't seem to be able to go down, doesn't it, for League Two sides? I mean, obviously, a lot of the time you do have to play really badly, but all the teams at the bottom seem to be in trouble, either financially or they've got players out. Oldham, of course, are huge in the news. Scunthorpe struggling massively without their star man, Ken and Dunwell Turan. Where's he gone? Where, honestly, I've not seen him in ages. But
so long as he's not here.
Yeah, I feel so. I mean, I feel sorry for the Oldham fans because obviously I'm very close to my best mates. Is an Oldham fan. He's part of the Push the Boundary movement, and he's on the podcast most weeks. They're actually banning fans now that have an adverse opinion of the club.
Yeah,
I think three have been banned.
Imagine do you think most clubs would do that if they could get away? If the club could get away with it, if you said to an Oldham football club, you can ban people who slag you off and nothing will come of it, I reckon most of them say, yeah, fucking go on then.
Probably, but something does come of it, doesn't it? It wouldn't surprise me.
This is constructive criticism, though. It's too close to home for him. That's exactly what it is, because he's basically being told, you're a dickhead, mate. You are just the absolute worst, and he is.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But, again, once this saga does come to an end, because it will, we know these sagas do end eventually. Hopefully, it ends well. But there's got to be. I mean, we say it every time. There's got to be questions asked to the FA. Surely, like this whole idea of a fit and proper persons thing is an absolute joke. But people they try and kind of push it to one side, like, oh, it's just football. Well, it's not. These clubs like Oldham, thousands of people in the community rely on the club, jobs, everything else. It
just smacks of what we went through as well. I mean, but our club never banned players from banned fans, like this. The owner was on Talk Sport. Do you know what the owner said on Talk Sport? I'm not joking. What Simon Jordan asked him about paying the players and stuff, and he said, "Well, do you pay the players?" And Simon Jordan was just like, "Well, no, you're the owner. I'm asking you, do you pay the players?" It's like, you're the owner. What? You're the owner of a football club. You don't even understand the questioning. I feel really sorry for them. They are sort of charting their own dark days as the time goes on, and it makes me feel really fortunate that Richard Park, I guess John Kieran, Steve Bellis, George Hudson, who were around the club, spent 2 years with Mark Stott before he took charge. I mean, we know now that Mark Stott's not a charlatan, but we know that there have been charlatans around the club, circling. So, I just feel for it. But it's going to get a lot worse for them before it gets better.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because I think the fans should play a huge part in accountability. That's your one real measure of you've got success on the pitch, you've got financial stability and stuff. But if your fans aren't happy with how the club's being run, that's the one metric that really should be sort of decided by.
Yeah, that's your KPI, isn't it? How happy are your fans?
That's it. Custodians, not owners, isn't it? That's it, because it's the poor fans who'll have to pick up the pieces when he finally fucks off.
Yeah.
They'll be on scrabbling round to create a club out of whatever's left.
Yeah, it's a shame. Anyway, we're not here for Oldham. We're here for Stockport County.
Yeah, fuck off, Oldham.
But good luck. I'm not sure if Matt or Steve or any of the lads listen to this, but if you are listening, good luck, and we are behind you as a fan base. Absolutely. Well, I don't speak for our fan base, but we're behind you. Okay, shall we get into a bit of the season review then? Because this is our 56th episode this year.
And that's the one thing you do on the 56th iteration of anything. You review the previous 55.
Iteration?
Is that a word? I don't know.
How very sesquipedalious of you.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. You know I've had a drink. You're just picking on me now. You just want it, don't you?
No. Let's go back to the start of the year. Do you remember the first episode we did this year? Just without looking. I mean, I had to look, but
It would have been. Was it one of the ones where we were on about XG? It was one of the West Ham. Well, it's the Man versus Fat episode. Was the first one.
There you go. Man versus Fat episode. Yeah, with
Roman and Ben.
Yeah, with Roman and Ben. Yeah. The West Ham podcast came after that. But it just amazes me. I was just saying off air. Keith, we interviewed Keith Briggs and Mark Robertson sort of late last year, and Liam Dickinson was on in November 2020 as well, which is just how fast has this year gone in terms of county and doing the podcast as well.
I don't have an answer. Were you actually asking us like, how fast it's gone?
Yeah.
Or was that just you being like, man? Yeah. Really? I'd say very fast. Yeah, would be my answer to that, Russell.
Here's a question for you, Laurie. Okay, you didn't go to Grimsby on Saturday. You're not going to Alty on Sunday. I think you answered no.
How do you sleep at night?
No. Do you listen to the podcast though?
Yeah. I know it's always whenever it's live, I'm always seemingly either busy or in work or something like that. So it's always sort of maybe 4 or 5 hours after it's gone out or the day after or whatever. But I'm fairly frequent.
Good man. Yeah, we listen to it, don't we, Nick? We listen to it back just to get the numbers up.
Yeah, just put it on repeat.
Always good to tick those boxes, isn't it?
That's it.
Yeah. And in January, our most listened to podcast since we moved on to a new platform.
That's the one episode I've not gone back and listened to.
Have you not?
No.
Wow.
It's like I've not gone back and watched Diana's funeral.
Both of them too emotional.
Yeah, just Elton fucking John. No thanks. But no, I've not.
Was he at West Ham?
I couldn't listen to it the night it came out, and then as the weeks went on, I was like, "Oh, it's all right. We'll replace him with another decent manager, and things will just carry on." And then we didn't. And I was like, "Well, I definitely can't listen to this now." Then, but now I think I could listen now. Yeah, but it's all irrelevant, isn't it? It's all a year ago now, so it's not going to be news. It's going to be old.
No, you're right. It is up there though. Season 7, episode 5, emergency broadcast protocol.
Ghost protocol.
Ghost protocol. Sorry,
no, that's the whole point of it.
No, I know. I can only see a bit of the title here. That's what.
Oh, right. Okay.
Dude, let me off on that one. Yeah, it's up there with the most listened to podcast. Do you know which is the most listened to podcast?
Of ours? I do, yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Go on.
Danny Lloyd, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Danny Lloyd, yeah. It's like a Christmas quiz for Nick, this. It's not.
I love it. Yeah.
Except you don't get in the papers after this one finishes.
So yeah, we've interviewed some good people, some good ex-players, some good ex-players this year. We interviewed Darren Ryan in January as well, and Stephen O'Halloran, all that in January. So we had kicked off with Man v Fat. We had West Ham the West Ham game was mental because we had interviews at different stations and things, didn't we? And we picked the wrong podcast to have to have on the show because they just didn't know what they were doing, basically, for West Ham. Do you remember? It's like having two granddads on the show.
The fascist taxi drivers.
Yeah. But we got invited on. We got invited onto a couple of West Ham podcasts or West Ham shows, and then we interviewed Darren Ryan and Stephen O'Halloran. They're all available still to listen to.
What else have we done this year? And then there's been personnel changes. I've had personnel changes at County and personnel changes on the pod. We had Dave Long was on board with us, and now he's not because he's busy and sick of us. Yeah,
it's probably the latter, isn't it? I bet he's sick of us, really.
I'd be sick of us. I'm sick. I am. I'm sick of me.
I'm sick of you.
Yeah,
it was a decision based in culture more than anything.
We have got we've got one that I need to get onto the YouTube channel. Actually, it's the alternative 96-97 episode. We did that in March, so that's a special episode where we covered the 96-97 episode, the 96-97 season.
Funnily enough, someone was talking about 96-97 on one of the boards the other week, and they said, "Oh, people don't seem to go on about 96-97 that much." Like, what? What are you on about? And then I wanted to produce the link to any link where we've discussed 96, 97, and that one was missing. But it's on Spotify, I think.
It's not missing. Oh, it's missing from the YouTube channel. Yeah,
Yeah, it's on the Spotify though, so I found it.
Yeah. Because Pete's not done it, so we'll get Pete on that one. But yeah, it's available as a podcast. In March, interviewed Andy Priest. Woohoo!
No.
I
was because the interviews are very hard hitting journalism, and we decided very quickly that I was nowhere near mature enough to handle that.
No, that's true. This is very.
What's
true.
your favourite time you scored a goal, and which goal was it, Andy?
I guess all throughout this we were watching County on the streams as well. Paying
it's horrible, wasn't it?
It's pretty grim. Paying 12 and 13 quid to watch that shower. Just the coverage.
In general though, like even if we were winning, it'd be even worse. If we're playing like shit top football like we are now and winning every week and we couldn't go, you're having to watch it at home. Oh. Imagine that Bolton game had been behind closed doors. Oh. We wouldn't have won 5-3. And if alternately as well, if West Ham had been in front of a crowd, I think we would have won that last year. So we would have had 2 FA Cup giant killings in a year.
Probably would have had 2 FA Cups by now, to be honest.
Well, yeah. Stick them with the FA trophies.
Yeah. And if you win 2 FA Cups, then they give you a trophy for nothing anyway, like a bonus.
Yeah.
Just have it.
You finish off the FA dinner set.
Yeah. We'll have to get really relegated and get the VARs as well.
So we did Andy Priest. Gaz Sampson made his first appearance in April, which is weird because then
second one last week.
You know, that's a long time, isn't it?
What was your podcasting highlight of the year, Russ?
My podcasting highlight of the year.
The friends we made along the way.
I don't know. It's probably it was probably your joke to Chloe, actually.
Oh, it wasn't.
That's got to be, honestly, mate. That's
gonna haunt me.
That was hilarious. I think. No, I tell you what. But beyond that, it was probably having Sam Walker in the County Arms and interviewing him for 2 hours. Sam Walker. That was fantastic. When it shared like in a room with Sam Walker talking about football, having a beer with Sam Walker.
Yeah.
He
bought. He brought
he brought some with him. Yeah, we had some as well. Yeah, just amazing.
An actual legend.
Yeah, that was so good. That was probably my highlight. What was your highlight, Nick?
Well, I've already said the friends. So the Sam Walker one was probably a highlight for me actually as well, especially because it was the first one we'd done like in a room together for a long time, wasn't it? Didn't we? I think we did 1 or 2 briefly together, didn't we? At the tail end of the first lockdown, after we were allowed to, before anyone fucking grasses us up. Yeah. But I've enjoyed going to video on a Wednesday night. To be honest, you wouldn't with a face like this, you wouldn't think I'd say that type of thing. But it's good. Bit of routine on a Wednesday night. Yeah, and I can technically say I'm a YouTuber. If I'm ever in a situation, if there's ever like something happening on a plane, there's like an emergency. It's like, if we've got a YouTuber on board, you know what they do with doctors, then I could put, like how they say, have we got a doctor on board? And the dentists will kind of be like, and so put your fucking hand down. And that would be now. If we've got a YouTuber on board, I'm like, no, we wanted Russ, not you. That's what it'll fucking be. Story of my life.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, just Ian Downer says the Steve Bellis one was good. It was good. Having Steve Bellis again in the County Arms. Yeah,
won't we? Yeah,
we will. Yeah, we will. Absolutely, we will. There's a few people we want to get back on, sort of as regulars. So we are working on that. Laurie, what about you? What's your? This is probably going to be your favourite moment, isn't it? Because you're on the show, obviously. But
of my 59 minutes in podcasting, this is probably got to be up there. I won't lie.
Anything to call out from any of the other? I mean, do you know what the El Cashico episode was good as well with Tim from Wrexham, from the Fearless in Devotion fanzine for Wrexham.
Yes,
he was very, very good, and yeah, I mean they're pretty well renowned in Wrexham and pretty well followed. So it was good to get him on.
I've really enjoyed anywhere we've joined up with fans of other clubs, because that's the one thing that non-league football is about, the hashtag non-league family. And that sort of thing definitely doesn't sicken me at all. I love meeting new people. I just love going out of the comfort zone. So, yeah, more of that, please. More new people.
Okay. Are you being serious? Or...
Nah.
No, the opposition, getting the opposition on, I think that's pretty good. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, that's like proper journalists, that is, isn't it? And then we get them on, it's like, how was the game on Saturday? What do you think?
What are you expecting from us?
Yeah.
Who's your standout players?
It's a nice one, isn't it? Because at this level, it's all, well, dedicated fans who are doing it for the love of the game. But I think when we dropped down into non-league and we were sort of walking around Billy Big Bollocks for a while, we didn't want to get involved with other non-league fans, really, because I think we sort of saw ourselves as above it. But
we're not going to be here long.
No, well, for the next sort of couple of months, it's nice to know you all now. We'll forget about you when we're big and famous. But
yeah.
That
was how it felt, though, wasn't it? It was just like, yeah, we're not sticking around. It's like all these fans of non-league clubs, like, oh, come and join the non-league family. It's like you go, it's like, oh, come on, do you want a pint? It's like, I'm not stopping. I'm just picking the missus up. She's pissed again. Just threw up everywhere. I'm picking her up.
But that's definitely how I felt and how I took it. That's honestly, when we dropped into non-league, it was just like, and it still is really. I'm desperate to get back to the Football League. And do you know what? When we actually get there and we have our first match on on the opening day, and we're in the Football League, I'll probably just go look round and go, is that it? Yeah.
When you're 18.
Oh, we're playing Hartlepool at home. Oh, great. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we'll get Sutton away, won't we? Something like that.
like when you turn 18. And you think it's all going to magically change overnight at midnight. It's like, you can all of a sudden you can drink and like you can drive, and you'll probably know what to do with your penis now you've turned 18.
It's one of those things, isn't it? It doesn't matter how much experience you've got, how much you want to look at it with hope. At the end of the day, Tranmere is Tranmere, no matter what league you're in.
That's the point. How long before we get into the Football League is someone going to pipe up with, I'm fucking sick of Tranmere. I'm fucking sick of playing whoever, Sutton, Barrow. That's going to be it now. Sick of having like 6 local derbies a season.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing for me when we get into the Football League is that if you win your first match in the League Cup, you can get a pretty big tie, can't you? I mean, not a lot of them don't take it seriously, fair enough, but you can. That's how we ended up playing Everton, wasn't it? Was that the second round of the League Cup when they dicked us 3-0, I think.
Yeah.
Whereas in non-league, it feels like you have to go beyond the wall just to get a fucking first round FA Cup match, doesn't it?
Yeah. I mean, that FA Trophy game we played at the weekend, the draw was a 4th round draw.
Yeah.
So how many bloody rounds have they had? I thought the FA Cup piss started, because the FA Cup started in like July, doesn't it? But this FA Trophy's been going about. And then they said Hornchurch won it last year. What? No one told me.
Yeah, did they not beat Notts County in the final?
I didn't even know it had been played in the end. Last I heard, they were arguing over when to play it.
Bloody Mr. FA Trophy doesn't even know when the final was bloody played. Jesus.
Well, that's why I was so excited about it, because I thought we can win it and they'll give us like 3 years worth of trophies. I thought we win it this year and we get like the last 2 as well. That's what I thought.
Do you reckon if you go back through the trophy history books, it's just that all the way through? It's all 2015-16, won by this team, 16-17, won by this team. Next couple of years, Yeah.
Yeah.
2019, 20, and so on.
It's like when you try and look at football fixtures from like if you start in like the 1930s and then you get to like 1939 and there's like a point in 1939 where the leagues are just carry on as normal. There's a few games getting called off. Then it gets like 1940, like, no football for 5 years. It's nothing. Horrible.
So it's a little bit different. I think they probably had bigger problems back then, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'd be fucked. I wouldn't be going out. I'm a conscientious objector, me. I'd be a little do-gooding lefty twat back at home in the village. So I'd have no football to watch. I'd be having it off with the wives of all the soldiers who've gone away. Losers. That'd be me.
But a lot of thought and planning that's gone into this.
So I was going to get into this then. So you wouldn't have signed up, and you'd have been an excuse to stay at home because you didn't believe in the war and stuff.
Call me contrary, Russ. I don't like dying. I mean, call me a weirdo, call me unpatriotic. I'm just a radical left-leaning anarchist, Russ. The war's no place for people like me.
No,
I'm not crying. I'm coughing.
Going back to favourite episodes, let's move it on. The lad from Grimsby, Internet Fish. I pressed the wrong button again. I need to get used to this. Internet Fish. When we played Grimsby the first time, that was pretty good, wasn't it? He was pretty good. We will get him back on for the return leg when we play Grimsby away. Didn't do it for the FA
that was
trophy.
when I said that Grimsby had a fish, didn't I say they all had a fish?
Yeah, they all share the Internet Fish. Yeah,
that was good. That was good. That even if I do say so myself.
Yeah.
If you're listening on the audio version, I look really pleased with myself then.
If you can't hear it, just
yeah, you can definitely hear it. It's coming right through the headphones. And imagine at that point, people's headphones just exploded, just with the smugness.
do you reckon there's you can turn the bass up on some headphones, so people there can turn the smug down on that bit.
Yeah. And then with GB News, you just get a full like smug mute button.
Let's move away from politics. Back into football world.
Whoa, wait, when did we get onto politics?
Oh, don't start. Do not start. I'm calling it. Another good moment from this year is the one we had last week, I think, with Daz Sampson. A lot of good comments and feedback from everybody that listened, saying he's really good value, and he was like Daz. You get what you get what you see with Daz, I think.
Yeah, no messing.
And then the title as well of the audio podcast, because it's different to the YouTube. You might know the title of the audio podcast. You might remember him saying it. He said, "You've got me on brothels now. My head's gone." So
which is possibly the greatest thing I've heard on it.
I know.
That's my little task on a Thursday, to go back and listen and find a little quote that needs to be an episode title. But that straight away, I was like, "That's sorted." I
tell you what Alty said that made me chuckle as well. When we were talking about the Christmas jumpers on Boxing Day, and I said, "What do you think, Daz?" And he just went, "I don't give a fuck." It's like, yes.
I want to get him in a room with Gary Stopford.
Yeah, that'd be so good, wouldn't it?
I want them.
That would be good. That
together.
would be good.
Yeah.
Get them both on. That would be funny.
Incredibly funny, but incredibly short at the same time. Very
yeah. I mean, there'd be about 4 hours of material recorded, but you won't be able to use any of it. That's the problem. That's the problem with Gaz.
So I know it's not the last podcast of the year, but I thought we'd just do a bit of a recap. Just to do it really, and just to say thank you to everybody that had listened to us all year. 56 episodes. I'm sure there's people out there that have listened to all 56. Well, I hope there is. We've enjoyed doing them as much as hopefully you've enjoyed listening to them.
And you know what, Russell? I've enjoyed doing it with you as well, mate.
I've enjoyed doing it with you.
If there's someone out there who we can have more fun with doing this, then
please write in.
Yeah, it's possible.
That was quite nice. That was a lovely little speech, but also an advertisement. New host required.
Yeah.
It's been lovely, but I'm looking to move on.
That's me. I go for the big wholesome moment, and then that sort of punch to your gut. like Black Mirror, like an episode of Black Mirror. That's what I'm like. I make you think technology and things. Oh God, it's technology mental. Oh, that's basically Black Mirror, isn't it? Really?
Is it? Yeah. They are good Black Mirrors.
Oh God. Oh, imagine phones could kill you. Ugh.
Laurie.
Yes, Russ.
So tell us about yourself. Obviously, fan guest for this week. Tell us a bit about yourself. What you do, where you come from, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So I'm from.
Because I'll be honest with you, Laurie, you sound a bit posh.
Yeah, I know, dangerous, isn't it? No, I'm South Manchester, so I'm not a million miles away. And I'm at Salford Uni now, doing a course in comedy, which is something you can spend your money on. Apparently, you know, it's not real if you don't think about it. It's not real money. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm up to. I wish I had some great, big, exciting story. This is what I do with my day. But I just spend it in this room at the moment, to be honest with you. There's enough of this. I think there's some sort of virus going about, or there has been for a while. So it has just been a case that I've just been sitting here, listening to the Dark Days series.
Nice.
Yeah, and doing very little else, to be honest.
Well, there's other episodes. The Manstock episode is there as well.
The Manstock episode, of course.
Yeah, because we nearly got renamed Manstock, didn't we? So that's one you can listen to.
That was when you thought Dave Espley was involved in it. Didn't you? We'll get him on to
awkward.
Yeah, we planned it. It's like we'll get him on to talk about it. I imagine for weeks you were just like, but he tried to move us. To
I know.
Why are we doing a podcast with this guy? Why is he part of our team?
Honestly, I was like, why? I don't. Yeah. And then I realised halfway through when he was talking that it wasn't actually him. Anyway,
you got halfway through the podcast. You got halfway through the fucking show.
Halfway through, hating him for the entire first half. And
halfway through, it's like, get to the bit where you look like a dick. Come on. Oh, what a night that was.
No. I'm very analytical and binary. So it was only at the point when I realised that it wasn't him that I thought, oh right, okay.
Analytical and binary. Meep, mop.
So Laurie, you said you're a comedian. Tell us a joke.
That's dropping me right in.
Would you do that for a surgeon? If you met a surgeon, would you go, oh yeah, can you have a look at this, mate? Yeah, fuck off.
This is the thing, is I try and do that every time, but every single person I've run into and I've gone, well, why don't you do a bit of your job then? They've all been boxers.
Like it. Hey, there you go. You see, you should have something prepared for that kind of shit.
Exactly. You've always got.
I just go for a really dark joke normally. I don't go for how many dead kids can you fit in a garage? Another 2 if I move my bike. So I go for that. I just shut the conversation down straight away. It's like, yeah, you ask.
So this is the thing, is that works, quite well in some ways. But if you're doing a comedy set, for example, and you open with that,
yeah.
For the next 15 minutes, the audience are a little bit with you. Yeah. You sort of.
You've already got to
open with the dead kids.
Yeah. There's another title.
You never want to open with the dead kids. Right, get it written down.
Each week they get better, these titles.
Dead air's a crime, so can we talk about something while I write this down? Or are you writing it down, Nick?
I'm writing it down.
God, okay.
It's very freewheeling tonight, isn't
it? So you're a comedian. So what sort of circuits do you play? Are you on I don't even know what the different circuits are. I don't know. Are you Manchester? Are you in Stockport?
Manchester mainly, because it's the best connected in terms of there's so much going on. And you're surprising the amount. I've met a lot of county fans doing it actually, which is, I know it sounds weird, but there are genuinely more often than not, there's always someone at a gig with a connection, whether it's just, 20 years ago I used to work next door or something. And
or
so
some City fan who used to come and help us out in the 80s.
Yeah, lending us a bit of moral support or something. But everyone's so you can get talking to people about it, and because obviously there's a few people out there, but no one out there hates Stockport. You rarely come across people, those bloody Stockport lot. Yeah. So it's quite a nice sort of bridge for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's lots of comedy gold to be mined from getting onto the fact you support County. You can just be like, well, we once sacked a manager without realising there was a match like 3 hours later.
Yeah,
it writes itself, doesn't it?
I've said for years actually. I always think that there's a perfect sitcom to be written about County fans, and then someone bloody nicked it in about 2014, and we got a Great Night Out on BBC. But yeah, there are so many, and going back through, episodes of this podcast or other stuff you find on YouTube, there are more bits of our history that you pick up and you go, that's bloody hilarious. There needs to be something we do with that. I always think about, I can't remember where I heard it. It was a documentary in Spanish on YouTube about Danny Bergara, and I was watching it, and there was a story in there somewhere about a time that I can't remember who, but a player had gone to meet him for the first time, and he was on top of the dugout shooting pigeons with an air rifle or something. And just things like that, I just look at it and I go, there's a film there or something, a series. It's just so bizarre and brilliant.
Sounds like Narcos Uruguay, doesn't it? But yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah. Anything else, Nick?
No, I'm having a curry tonight for my tea. Festive. Yeah.
It's funny you say that because I've actually been to a curry house on Christmas Day for a Christmas curry. Good.
Every year I have that discussion with my mum and dad. So I can't be arsed cooking next year. We might go for a curry. We've had that discussion every year for like 20 years and always end up having. I'd happily go. Yeah, it's just a fancy roast dinner, really, isn't it? I think roast dinners are overrated myself.
Oh no, they're not.
It's good. It's good, but it's overrated. When there's like a new pub opens up doing food and like, yeah, we do a roast dinner. It's like, yeah, so does every other cunt.
I'm always a little bit skeptical of places where you go to it and the roasts. Like, I'm always skeptical of a meal where you got to cook each ingredient individually and put them all together. It just seems like too much work.
Yeah.
If I can't cook two things in one pot at the same time, then you're wasting time, really.
He's getting it. Imagine the washing up these pubs must have to do from serving a carby. Look at the washing up I have to do after I've bloody cooked one. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm in the kitchen slaving over it for so fucking long. Do you ever get that when you're cooking food that by the time it's ready, you're just like, oh, I don't fancy this anymore?
No.
I'm like that with the roasts. If there's something that you have to like piss about with for 2 or 3 hours, I'll get halfway through cooking it and be like, I don't fancy this anymore. I want a pizza.
Yeah, but if you do it right, it's not pissing about for 2-3 hours, is it? You roast everything together, and then all you've got to do separately is like your Yorkshire puds, your gravy, your mash. What if you have carrot and swede, maybe mash? I don't know.
Oh, I do mashed potato, but we have roasties as well that I do from scratch. But I do my own carrots and parsnips in honey as well.
Oh, nice. You see,
I do my own. Yeah. So I've got a lot of messing. I do my own cauliflower cheese as well, mate.
Oh, cauliflower cheese.
There's no fucking about in Casa Nick, mate. And I say, while you're waiting, you will get an alcoholic beverage. You will, or a cup of tea.
Nice.
Cordials are also available. So it's not like I'm not inviting you or anything. I'm just saying if people.
He does a really composite meal with loads of drink choices, but he'll hate every second of it.
Yeah. That's about it. Yeah, I might just cut that bit out to advertise Christmas to my missus and just say this is what you're getting. Well, she's going to her mum and dad's Christmas day anyway. She knows. She's had enough. She's seen the iceberg.
So what are you doing? Going to your mum and dad's?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and we're having our own little Christmas dinner in between Christmas and New Year, but not at 3 o'clock on Boxing Day or at whatever time the Solihull game is at, because I will be busy at the Boxing Day game and listening to the Solihull one.
Nice. Good stuff. Are we going to do?
I might go to the Solihull game. I might try and get my missus really pissed over Christmas, and then because sometimes when she gets really pissed, she's like, "Oh, where are County playing tomorrow?" Just in the hope that it'll be somewhere really close, and she go, "Oh yeah, I'll drive." She did it with Halifax once when we were in the National League North. Like, we've been drinking, and we said, "Oh, where are County playing tomorrow?" I was like, "Oh, Halifax." So, "Oh, do you want to go?" "I'll drive." I was like, "Yeah, all right then." So maybe that'll happen. So
Maybe.
anyone at Solihull, you may see me there with a very annoyed girlfriend in tow.
Have we not sold out Solihull?
Have we? Well, you won't see me there then.
I'm not sure if we have or not. I'm not sure.
I
if
could
we
just
have
go
or
and
not.
stand outside the ground, can't I, and look over the fence.
Yeah,
It's quite easy.
Yeah,
there.
A
probably.
couple of crates behind a wall.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I'm sure they'd take pity on me and let me in as well,
Yeah.
if I did that.
Good stuff. Right, should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
Hey, Christmas joke. Whee.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
One in there.
Yes.
You'll go far, mate.
Hey. Do you know what? We've not had a banner on all bloody podcast, have we? Ah, there we go. Yeah. So let's wrap it up. So, usual stuff to talk about. Please do subscribe, like, and comment once the comments are available to comment on. And if you're listening on the podcast, on the audio podcast, please do subscribe to whatever you are listening to on.
Should we tell the people when
podcast.
they can hear us next as well?
Yes.
We're going to do. Are we going to do something pre-Solihull game, a live show? You're up for that, aren't you? You're off to Solihull.
I'm off to Solihull. Yeah, we can do a pre-live, but my plans have changed now, so we probably could do another podcast next week as well. So let's talk about that offline, as you say, off air.
Yeah.
But
We
yeah,
will be with you next week anyway. That's the main upshot of this conversation.
We will be with you. We will be with you either once or twice next week. Yes, we will. Yeah, Fan Hub app, do get on there. Starting to do giveaways now. Merch is coming. It definitely is coming.
I've not won yet though. I've not won
No.
any of the giveaways yet.
I've not won either. And the next thing is when you check into the ground. So those that are going to Alty on Sunday, check into the ground. You're automatically entered into a free giveaway. Happy days. So it is starting to motor. Yeah, over 640 fans in the Fan Hub app, which is pretty good. Yep. So get on that. We've got the gig coming in January. We told you about that earlier in the show. So listen out for details about that.
Yeah, I'd concur with that. I'd listen out for all of that.
Yes.
Apart from the bits that don't bother you, don't bother listening out for them because it's just a waste of your time and ours.
It is.
How would you know if you'd not listened though?
People have their ways. I'll tell you. So, some of these people, some of the ways they've got, whoa, mental. Some people will stop at nothing to get their eyes and ears on some top county content.
Who could play it?
This is true.
And if you're one of them, make sure to subscribe on the YouTubes because it all helps.
It does. Please share and subscribe and get us up to 1,000 subscribers. That's the next milestone that we're going for. And you can win a county shirt. Any subscriber, when we get to 1,000, is going to go into the hat for a free county merch bundle sponsored by 8 Days a Week. And in there will be a county shirt. So, yeah.
8 Days a Week is also open on Boxing Day, just because a large part of my Boxing Day plans, I think, are going to be centered around 8 days a week. So, yeah, I've seen a lot of people on the various social media groups and stuff asking where's good for food and drink.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Day.
Yeah, I walk into the game on Boxing Day, so I should be going to 8 days a week for a pint. That is definitely something that I shall be doing.
You may well see me in there then, unless I'll just wait until you come and then leave. You come in through one door and I'll
go out the back door. Yeah. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I don't think there's any more admin, is there? Andy Birch just got his
Sportsman's Dinner
charity day, February the 4th, I think.
Mark Crossley's on.
Is he? Is he?
He's one of the guest speakers. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
Nice.
the rotund former goalkeeper. Well,
Nice.
no, former rotund goalkeeper. I don't know
Yes.
what he looks like now, but he was a
Yeah.
roly-poly keeper, wasn't he?
Yes. And we have got some more guests lined up. Obviously, we'll just keep on trying to get these guests on. I won't name any names at the moment. We'll get them on when they agree to come on, and we've actually confirmed it. That's how it works, basically. But yeah, some good guests lined up. Please do go back and watch the book review podcast as well. They've sold out of the books,
Yes.
which
Tremendous
is fantastic.
stuff.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's anything to do with us, but hopefully we helped. But yeah, all the books.
Oh,
have been
it
sold
would have
out.
sold out 2 days earlier if they'd been on
Probably,
our show.
yeah. I think more are going to be available next year. And yeah,
Good.
that's it. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, I can think of stuff, but it's not relevant to this. Just like every
Yeah.
week, then.
Probably best to leave it then, innit?
Yeah, leave it. I would. I will.
Right. Look, everybody, thank you for listening. If you've been listening all year, really, really, I don't know what to say. Thank you so much. I want to give you a hug.
Ta.
Have a lovely Christmas. And we will see you next week. Laurie, thank you so much for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
Cheers, man.
Thanks for having us, fellas.
No problem. And yeah, see you next week. Ta-da!
Merry Christmas.
This is the Scarf Bagara War, a Stockport County fan-created podcast, blog, YouTube live show and website. Find us at thescarfbagarawar.co.uk. For county fans, by county fans.